Welcome to this episode of Inside Tulsa Athletics. Today we have another great show. We have the newest Assistant Athletic Director at the Central Office, Marlon Houston. We'll also have Jason Roberts, Sales Pro from BSN. Jerece Daniels will come from the Bond Office and tell us about the bond projects. And the McLain Volleyball Coach, Raine Walker, will be here to talk about her 8-2 start. Kevin Gordon with a 3-0 East Central football team will talk about his game this week. The cross-country coach, Francie Hamer, will be here from Edison, and then, of course, Mick Wilson will follow up at the end of the show. Welcome to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and our first guest today is the newest member of the Central Office Athletic Department, Marlon Houston. Marlon, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Well, I'm excited about you becoming a member of that team. That was a great team, and I know Coach Wilson is really excited about having you join. Tell us a little bit about your background, how you got to this point.
Wow. Well, I've been in education for over 20 years and tried my hand in coaching different sports from wrestling, football, track. And me and my wife made a decision about 4 or 5 years ago in our career to let's go to Tulsa because we wanted to move into administration. So that's how I got to the district, and didn't really have my mindset on coaching so much, but you can't ever walk away from opportunities, and it's really hard. When you get an opportunity to help students and to help athletes, it's just, I don't think I'll ever get away from that aspect of things. And so was working and coaching in the district, a different couple of schools, and the last school before I got this position was East Central. I was at their junior high, their athletic director and dean of students, and also helped with coaching football, wrestling, and track. So there you have it. You get in administration and you're still coaching.
Oh, absolutely.
But then this position opened up, and I thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to have an impact district-wide and to be able to help the total community of our school system. And I applied, and I'm glad
You got the job.
they decided to choose me, so I'm very excited.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about your job. There's no question. You touch every kid in the district at some time during their with the physical education. You get into the elementary, you got a bike club, all the physical education at the secondary level, and then in the sports that you supervise, you'll be busy.
Yeah, I just learning all the different schools that I will be reaching out to, and still the number of coaches and teachers that I get to build a relationship with, and not to even mention all the students and all the athletes that will come with that. So yes, this is a perfect place in my time to be at right now.
I think you'll find that the staff is a great staff to work with, very congenial, and they are kid centered. Every decision that we made during our tenure, I know Mick is the same way, is what's best for our student athletes and our students, and I think that makes the job easy. I had an appointment this morning, and the young lady that I had the appointment with said, "Oh, you work for the school?" I said, "Well, I did. I retired." And she said, "What do you do?" I said, "Well, I coached." I said, she said, "So you retired? Are you glad?" I said, "Well, I'm glad to be retired. It's nice, but I certainly never felt that I ever had to go to work. Every day was really a great day, a great opportunity, like you said, to help kids."
Yeah, I have great passion, and I love to help the kids, but just you could definitely feel the office and their passion and the direction they're going. It's very contagious. So yeah, it's going to be easy going to work every day. I promise you that.
That'll be fantastic. Well, what are some of your goals professionally as you move into this role?
Well, my goals professionally is I feel like I'm there, to be able to be a part of a district-wide vision. It's wonderful. The school I came from on the east side, East Central, love that community. I love reaching out. That's one of the things that I did a lot of, from going to all of our feeder schools and now to take this job opportunity on, to have a more wide range of impact. It's really hard to keep it all bottled up.
Now you have 77 schools.
77 schools, and I've always struggled with learning everyone's name. So yeah, I have new problems when I got to remember everyone's name.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you've been involved with the summer program, and we had those people on our show back in May.
Oh yeah.
And let's talk about this program, the name of it, and the outreach that it facilitates.
Well, I love working with this program. The letters are EPOS. Some people say EPOS or EPOS.
Uh-huh.
We have fun arguing about how to pronounce it all the time. We found two different areas, but I like to say EPOS. And it's a program to where we reach out to athletes, not just Oklahoma. We've impacted athletes outside of Oklahoma, but we reach out to athletes and try to have a place for them, a camp for them that is affordable, and we'll have the opportunity to learn from top tier coaches that are great coaches and also have a lot of professional ties and success. And we reach them, total body. We work with their body, mind, and their spirit. And the one great thing about our vision with EPOS is we don't turn anyone away.
Good.
We have plenty of opportunity for all the kids to participate. So we've not lost one kid. If anyone's wanting to come, we make sure it's available for them.
Well, it sounds great. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're a part of our staff, and we'll have you back.
Oh, yeah.
And when we come back, we'll have Jason Roberts, who is a sales pro with BSN.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hill's means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hill look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hill has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have a sales pro from BSN and Nike Sales, Jason Roberts. Jason, welcome to the show.
Glad to be
This is
here.
your second time. You've been.
This is my second time.
Yeah.
Last time I gave you some grief about wearing leather football helmets. So
Yeah,
I'll stay away
exactly.
from that
Yeah,
this time.
you ought to. Yeah. Well, let me tell you, it's been quite an experience for everyone the last 18 to 20 months that we've been through the pandemic. How has that affected sporting goods sales?
In more ways than people could imagine. You don't realize how much is produced overseas. Vietnam shut down right now, has been for 8 weeks, so nothing's coming out of Vietnam. It's been challenging. I will say that us, BSN as a company, we're as well positioned as anybody to handle something like this. I don't know when things will get back to normal, we could say, but we do expect it to be within the next year. But there are challenges. The biggest thing is just, communicating that with customers.
I think that's affected almost every industry. This morning I had some lab work, and so I didn't get to eat. So I stopped by Sonic, and on their display screen it said, not all the products listed on the menu will be available because of the pandemic. It's everywhere.
Yes, and even something like a Gildan t-shirt that, hey, you can find in any store anywhere, there's shortage. There's a cotton shortage. Mm-hmm. I feel like getting a cotton t-shirt is like trying to buy a vehicle. But we're still excited. This is the 5th year of the BSN, Tulsa Public Schools Nike partnership, and we look forward to people being back in the building and watching games, and hopefully the masks go away at some point. But we're just very excited to be part of it, and however we can help make Tulsa Public Schools athletics the best they can be, we're here for it.
Well, I think it's been a good partnership, and when we entered that agreement 5 years ago, we thought it was a positive for both of us, and it makes it a lot easier from an administrative standpoint for us, to deal with the quotes and no quotes and all the things that you have to do. But let's go through what would be a typical week for you as a BSN sales pro?
Lots of emails and phone calls right now. A lot of status checking and all that. It's pretty typical. We're on site visiting coaches, being face to face. It's funny. I've been working with a few of the schools in the district, and when I go in, I'm recognizing these kids that were freshmen 3 years ago whenever I started. It's just a lot of, how do we help coaches plan out their year in spending? What's your budget look like? How do we manage it? So it could be anything from doing quotes to checking with decorators on screen printing, embroidery, getting footballs last minute if need be, starting to plan ahead for baseball season. So a normal week, I can't exactly say because what I may have planned for a day changes just rapidly.
There's no normal week.
No, there's no normal, especially right now.
One of the things too, and you mentioned the lack of supply, that really causes a problem. I think I can remember years when I was at Union, and one year we had 75 more people show up for football than we anticipated. And I remember calling Buck Sporting Goods at the time, and Charlie Archibald, and I said, Charlie, do you have 100 helmets over there? And he did. That's not going to happen today, is it?
No, right now I was talking to Coach Gordon from East Central. You might be looking at 4 or 5 months for a helmet. And so, and that's part of that supply chain issue. So, it's definitely challenging. I don't like delivering bad news, but communication's key. So, it's this is what we have, this is what we don't have. How can we create a shortcut? What can you do in the meantime to get by? The greatest thing that I've seen from coaches across the state in terms of football helmets is working together. Mm-hmm. Hey, I have 10 extra large helmets that I'm not using. Do you happen to have some mediums that we could swap out? Mm-hmm. So it's really been nice to see.
Well, it's almost imperative anymore. I mean, we're all in the same game for the same reason, for kids, and if we can help kids, and I think that's an important thing. In the last minute we got here, what do you look forward to in the sporting goods business? Is it going to come back? Are we going to have supply and no demand? Or
I look forward to the day when someone can call and say, I want T-shirts, and without thinking, be able to say, you got it, and I'll have them to you in 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That would be the goal, and we'll get there. But again, we're best positioned out of any sporting goods company in the country. We have it. We have the inventory, so we'll get back to normal. But again, I'm excited to see how this relationship continues.
Aren't you the largest Nike supplier?
We are in the country. So sometimes we have it and Nike doesn't. So that's a positive.
That is a positive.
That's right.
Well, Jason, thank you for being here today and taking out your time of phone calls and emails and calling on schools. And we'll have you back.
All right, thank you, sir.
In the spring, maybe when it's a little bit better.
Works for me.
When we come back, we'll have Jerece Daniels from a TPS bond office to talk about the Central Stadium.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Glass bottle, string lights, ceramic mug. The correct answer is glass bottle. Glass bottles and jars are perfect for the City of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But string lights and ceramic mugs should be donated or thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with. Not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have a person from the bond office, which is a very important office in Tulsa, as we have a lot of projects out there. Jerece Daniels. Jerece, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, we're excited about the project that you're the project manager on. It's something that's been a long time coming.
Absolutely.
It was the very last, I think, portion of the 15 bond issue, and that and the East Central project. But the Central Stadium is really going to be a diamond in the rough, and really we're excited about that. Tell us about that.
Okay, so the Central Football Stadium, obviously, like you said, is one of the last ones of the 2015 bond. And of course, you know, as we all know, Central Stadium, you know, they've gone, over 100 years
Yep.
without having their own football stadium. So obviously it's a big thing for the students, the staff, the community, to have their own stadium. I think they've been playing at Webster or Booker T,
Right.
all their home games for the history of the school. So obviously it's super exciting for them to have their own stadium. So right now we're slated to start football games there. I think we're going to have the first football game on October 8th. Initially, we were planning to have it September 24th, but due to some permitting issues, weather delays, things like that, kind of got pushed back a few weeks. So right now, we've got seating for approximately 1,600 students, 1,100 for the home side, 1,500 for visitors. A new 5,000 square foot building with concessions, a ticket booth, 2 ref locker rooms with showers, home men and women restrooms. What else do we have? We've got 2 additional locker rooms with showers in addition to the locker rooms that they already have. I think with the facilities that were built with the bond before.
Before that.
Press box, new sound system, a new scoreboard, stadium lights, and again, all this was paid for with the 2015 bond. Total cost of construction for all this was right around $3.5 million. It's taken approximately 6 to 8 months, I think, to do all this. So yeah, I think it'll be really fun, really exciting for the community.
Well, it's exciting for I know the students to have an on-campus facility. There's no question, especially the student athletes who
Absolutely.
get to perform in it, the football and the soccer teams. But the other thing, you know, it does is that it opens up the opportunity really for other types of activities that can be in their concerts and different things like that as well. So as you go through the process, I think you can tell a lot of people don't understand that there are those outside things that cause delays in the construction, and you always, as I always tell our folks, it's a definite maybe. You know, we're going to try to do it now, but it will be appropriate, I think, because I think October 8th is their homecoming.
Yes.
And so that will be a great night to open that stadium.
Absolutely.
As you work with the architect, Reed and Associates, and so on, great folks, and they've done a lot of our work. What are some other things you are thinking about down the line that you might be involved in, other than just the athletics?
So with the bond that just passed, the 2021 bond, think coming up, well, actually part of the 2015 bond again, we've got the East Central Stadium that's under construction now. That's slated, I believe, to open in August of 22. And then we've got another soccer facility, I believe, for Hale High School. That'll be part of the 2021 bond that just passed. And then there's obviously lots of interior renovations that'll be part of the bond that just passed, the 2021 bond. And I think that's the biggest part, I believe, that'll be.
I think the facility at Hale is really going to be a neat indoor soccer facility. We did all the research there, traveled around and looked at different places and so on. And I think that's going to be a combination of a great opportunity, not just for Nathan Hale, but for the district. I mean, that would be a district facility. Also with a commons area for the students, which I think is really, really neat, and additional dressing rooms, which, you know, a lot of people don't realize that our schools are older.
Yes.
And they were built, you know, with an older concept. And Title IX was not an issue back then, where you had equal dressing rooms and everything. Matter of fact, we didn't have girls' athletics in the Tulsa Public Schools till 1977. Now, Central, being the oldest school way, way back, had some, but the other schools did not. And so that's caused this thing. And of course, we got the turf replacements also over the next 5 years too, because those are all coming due. Well, Jerece, thank you for being here today and sharing with us about some of the things going on in the bond office. We'll have you back, and we'll have to have Tara on the East Central job.
And we want to thank everybody for voting for.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, of course. That's obviously we couldn't do any of this without everybody voting for the bond. So we want to thank everybody for doing that.
Our partners and patrons.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being here. And when we come back, Raine Walker, a student athlete as well from McLain, to talk about volleyball.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have two special guests from McLain, Raine Walker, the head volleyball coach, and Maria Khoi, who is a great player, I guess. That's why you're here, huh?
Captain.
The captain of the team. Excellent. Well, Coach, boy, 8-2.
Yes, sir.
What a
yes,
great
sir.
start for McLain volleyball.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about it.
I don't know, we just got some kids to buy in and really push themselves, and really hard practices, and didn't quit and just kept going, and it's all coming together for us.
You know, this is a busy week.
Yes.
Looking at your schedule. Talk about this week.
We had Central last night. Not Central, I'm so sorry. We had Hale last night. We have Central today, and then we play Webster on Thursday.
So that's really a busy week to have 3 matches in a week.
Yes.
How does that help or hurt a student athlete with having 3 matches in the same week?
For me, it's very challenging because I go to school and I have work to do at work, but I push myself, and as a captain, I influence my teammates to do better, and we work hard.
You have a lot of responsibility as captain.
Yeah.
Both on and off the court. Mm-hmm. Correct. So how do you like playing volleyball at McLain?
I really like our team, how we bond together. We never had any problem. We always communicate and just act like we're all family. Yeah.
That's really good. Well, Coach, as you look at your season, do you think you met your goals? I think at 8-2, huh?
Yeah, we definitely. We actually came in and we talked about how the last few years have gone, and we were going to try to win a few games and really get some stuff going this year. And then we just ended up, like she said, our team really bonds together. They all bought in. We got extra games on the schedule, so they would have more games. We ended up getting second in the all-city tournament. Mm-hmm. And Maria actually kind of undersold herself a little bit because she's also a concurrent student. So she is, and a junior, and so she's amazing, and she's definitely a very good captain to keep the team going in the right direction. So
that's
we
great.
did a great job.
How does that work, being concurrently enrolled? What classes you're taking at the collegiate level?
I'm taking college success this year.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do when you where do you want to go to school after you finish McLain, and then what do you want to do with that?
I'm still thinking about it, maybe OSU or TU,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still debating on becoming like either a lawyer, a judge, or like right now like maybe a volleyball professor, player. I don't know yet. I'm still debating on it.
Sure. Well, Coach, you have good numbers.
Yeah, we have 17 players, which is great because in the past few years we haven't had so many players. Mm-hmm. So when I took over this year, Maria was very helpful, and we just kind of hustled in, got some other people interested, and came out. And like I said, they just bought in. It was great.
Do you play club volleyball?
No.
No, yeah. I think that's something that's very interesting about volleyball, and now softball and baseball and mm-hmm. all this summer travel stuff and everything that everybody does. In visiting with some of my colleagues, good players are going to be good players no matter where they play.
Yeah.
More exposure and everything is one thing, but so how does it look for your region?
We'll see. We got to wait and see. That's one of the things that we've been working on is, like last night we introduced some new stuff and tried to work on some things so that once we are playing some teams we haven't played yet, we can introduce some things that might be shocking to them as mm-hmm. well as, something that'll help us get to our goals. I know we have a very short team. We have probably 2 kids that can reach above the net. And so but we've just found success in doing what we're doing. So
you have to have a little bit different game plan.
Yes,
you don't
yes.
have that big striker at the
right,
net, right.
Or blockers,
yeah,
or
right.
Exactly. None of that.
Yeah, fantastic.
So we just kind of play our volleyball.
Well, that's great. I'm excited that you got that program building back. I think that's really, really good. Well, we're glad your guys are here, and we wish you good luck for the rest of the season. And if we get to that point where you have success in the region and the state, we'll have to have you back.
All right. Well, we appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks for being here. And when we come back, we're going to have Kevin Gordon, the head football coach at East Central, and one of his student athletes.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
I love Will Rogers Athletics because it helped me physically, spiritually, and emotionally through all the journeys I've been through at that school. All of the support staff helped me a lot, and it's just an amazing school.
Athletics at Will Rogers changed my life because it became a second family. With the support of my coaches and teammates, it's helped me gain confidence, work as a team, and will help me in college and in life.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have the head football coach of the East Central Cardinals, Kevin Gordon, and his offensive center, Braiden Lamberson, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes,
So
sir.
you're not nervous, right?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Boy, Coach, I got to tell you, I'm so happy for you to be 3-0
Thank you,
right
sir.
now.
Thank
I
you.
know it's been a struggle, but
Yeah.
you know what people don't understand, when you're building a program, it takes time.
Yes,
You got
it
to have
does.
patience, and you got to have good young men
Yes, you do.
in the
Yes, you
program. And so, tell us a little bit about that and how you got to this point, and then we'll talk about the rest of the season in a minute.
Well, we've been working hard, and I'm proud of the kids. They've done an excellent job. Opened up with Western Heights, beat them, and then played Nathan Hale and beat Nathan Hale, and then just finished with Memorial, 20-6. So each week we've gotten better. We've gotten better. Proud of my staff and everything they're doing. The kids are just phenomenal. They're just they're hungry. You know, it's nice to pull in, and coaches, we work on the weekend, so it's nice to pull in the complex on the weekend, and you see a bunch of little kids out there running around playing football. You're like, well, the gates are locked. How'd you get in there? But they're out there playing football, and you're like, okay, that's a good thing. That's because that's your future. So things are looking good over at OEC. Things
That's
are looking
great.
good.
Well, Braiden, you got to be excited about a 3-0 start.
Man, I am. It's being the leader of the football team. It's real nice. Real good to see us out there being winners.
You've been there 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Been through all the agony and pain in the feet. Now
Been through it all.
Yeah. So you know. So what are your goals? What do you want to do? You're a senior.
Yes, sir. Obviously, get to the playoffs, do better than the last years that I've been at East Central. But this week's real important. Win a homecoming game since I've been here. Definitely the goal.
That's a big week because it's a good rival with in town Rogers and a good football team, and you have a good football team. So what do you look for in the Rogers game?
Well, Coach does and his staff, they do an excellent job, and they have a kid at quarterback that he's amazing. He's amazing.
He's pretty special.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And you know, it's funny. I talked to Hilldale's coaches, and he said, "Coach, that quarterback." I said, "I know, I see." But they do a great job. They're good all the way across the board. They have more than just him, though. I mean, they've got good-sized, big defensive linemen, offensive linemen, the wide receiver, the really tall kids. So it's going to be a dogfight.
Of course, it's the first district game too.
Yes, it is. Yes,
you
it
know,
is.
and really, right now, everybody's 0-0.
Yes.
When it gets down to state playoffs, so
Yes.
that's what's important. So how have you always been an offensive center?
You know, I probably played every position on offense. I went
really?
from quarterback, running back, tight end, receiver, and then end up as a lineman.
So how does that transition? How do you feel about being a center?
Well, you know, the center is the most important position.
You start every play.
I know, right? You get to touch the ball every play. But it's pretty nice, you know, being from quarterback, having to read the defensive, to lineman, having to read it. It really helps me out on the field.
Do you make lineman calls, blocking calls?
I make a lot. I'll be in the game just pointing everybody out. It happens all the time.
Well, that's fantastic. What do you want to do after high school?
You know, as a kid, have a lot of dreams. I'm leaning mostly towards a pilot right now.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of the goal.
Like to do that big planes, little planes?
Big planes.
Big
Go
planes.
commercial. Travel the world, get paid to do it.
Yeah, and get all that free flight time too.
I know, right?
Well, Coach, as you look at your season, are you well for this Friday night?
We are well. We are well, and we've got our kids that had what we call our 6-weekers, and they're all back. So I'm excited about that.
Might have some surprises for Roger.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
You know, and this will be their first game getting to play, so we're looking forward to it. I listened to old Braiden here talking about becoming a pilot and everything. One thing I can tell you, he runs everything across the front. He tells you, and he'll turn around and tell the running back what to do. Then he'll, you know, we got a wide receiver looking, and he'll, you know.
Yeah.
And so he's sitting here, great football player, great young man, but he's super smart. And I guess taking all those AP classes kind of helps.
Help me out.
Where do you want to go to college?
You know, I actually haven't really decided yet. I was leaning towards Spartan, but things change, so just looking around at this point.
You know, I just know off the top because I was an athletic director in that league for years. Southeastern Oklahoma State has a flight program, and
have to check that out.
Yeah, that might be one for you to think about. I know they had like 5 or 6 planes and the whole thing down there. So that, but I'm glad you're doing your education. I think that's the most important thing.
Right.
Appreciate it.
That's why we're here, is to get you guys through. I used to tell every team I ever coached, I said, while you're here, you'll take a lot of trips, but for me, the most important trip you take is across the stage. That's the key
That is
one.
correct.
Well, guys, good luck this week.
All right.
It's a big week, district week, homecoming, all that business, and hopefully we'll have you back when we get to playoff time.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and when we come back, we'll have Francie Hamer, the cross-country assistant coach from Edison High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with. Not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Francie Hamer, the assistant cross-country coach for boys and girls from Edison High School. Francie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I know it was a late call that you got to get here, but that's good. We're glad you're here. Tell us about Edison Cross Country. Where are you right now in your season, and have you attained the goals and things that you wanted to thus far?
So we're still working on goals. Obviously, our goal is competing well at regionals and hopefully getting both the boys and the girls team to state. We're a little over halfway with our season, and both of our teams are running very strong. And so we are pleased with the progress and looking forward to our upcoming races and hopefully being successful and getting both of our teams to state.
Qualify to state. I see on your schedule you have the Edmond pre-state. Now, what exactly is that?
So that will be the high school state course. And so we are going to go there just to run it and get familiarized with, just all of the ups and downs with it, just, helping with like visualization, making sure that they, where they can surge, where they'll, where maybe they need to spend a little bit more mental focus on. So just having a precursor race to knowing to look forward to for state.
Well, it's a good experience to be able to run the course.
It is. We just finished running Owasso on Friday, which will be our regional course. And so that was helpful.
Is that O'Brien?
It is actually at the Mohawk Complex Sports Center.
Okay. You bet. Okay. Yeah. Well, some of our viewers may not know now, what's the distance of the girls and the distance of the boys' races?
So both girls and boys' races are 5K, 3.1 miles.
And a good time in that time is what?
Well, you would like for boys to probably run, sub, low 17s, sub 17s, and then girls, we definitely want them to run sub 20s, or as low 20s as possible. And our team, they're pushing close to those numbers. We still need a little bit of work.
I noticed that you have a junior high schedule as well, and I think that's outstanding.
Yes.
To have the feeder program. How's the junior high program going?
Our middle school program is going really well. I'm actually the head coach of that program, and boys and girls. I promoted a lot of my students up to high school last year, and so I've had to build my program this year, and it's been a little bit of a challenge just getting it out there and getting kids interested and letting them know not to be afraid to run and not be afraid of the distances. But we have a really good middle school program this year. Our girls are running strong as a team, and And our boys team is very young with with 7th graders and not any really 8th graders. So I'm looking forward to next year being another building year for the middle school.
Has the pandemic caused you any really training issues or problems that you know of?
Not this year. Last year, you know, we did have a lot of hurdles that we had to overcome, but I think what we learned last year and then implementing it this year, I think we've got a pretty good handle on how to, you know, work within the parameters. I think this year it's the heat that is the biggest challenge with the extreme temperatures, but you know, the kids are tolerating the training very well, and they're putting in the work and doing their best.
Well, this should be a good week because it's going to cool down this week.
I know, I'm looking forward to it. And my middle schoolers actually have a race this afternoon at Bishop Kelly, and I keep telling them this will be a good time to showcase and run fast. And
do your best time, yeah, because of the good weather. Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you teach at Edison?
I do. I teach science at Edison.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here, even though we had to fill in the last minute and go through the traffic that we have on I-44. But
yes.
We'll have you back sometime and talk about the middle school program as well.
I would love that. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And when we come back, we'll have Karen McKenzie and a student athlete from Will Rogers Volleyball.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Glass bottle, string lights, ceramic mug. The correct answer is glass bottle. Glass bottles and jars are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart, but string lights and ceramic mugs should be donated or thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have the head volleyball coach, Will Rogers Ropers, Karen McKenzie, and her star player, Samara Markwardt. And Samara's really nervous.
Oh, gosh.
Well, Coach, let's talk about your season. You got a busy week this week. You have 2 matches this week. How's it gone so far?
So this week we play Holland Hall and Edison. Tonight we play Holland Hall, and then Thursday we play Edison. It should be both competitive matches, and that's been the story of our whole season. We've not come out, varsity squad have not come out with any wins yet, but I'm not upset with that because I built our schedule to be competitive, and that's what we're trying to do, and they've played really well every match, really competitive every match.
When you play a tougher brand, it certainly prepares you for the playoffs.
Right.
I don't think there's any question, and that's what everybody doesn't understand. They look at that record as being so important, and sometimes it is when you're seeding, but when it gets into those tough ball games, that's when you really got to have that experience against a better quality. Well, Maria, how's your experience been this year with volleyball?
It's been really fun. It's my last year. It's been really competitive. I mean, just having younger girls come up and play, it's been really fun just to,
to be a leader with those younger kids.
Yes.
Yeah, be a senior on the court. That's always important. Tell us about your position. You have that interesting position, I think, in volleyball.
I'm the libero, so the middle back on the court, and I help out defense a lot and pretty much everywhere on the court as much as I can be to help set up our hitters and our team.
Good. Coach, your goals obviously is to build a program, and you're doing that with younger players. How has that been moving forward for you?
It's been going really well. So I came in really focused on defense and serve receive, And I've been lucky to have Samara here because she's been our core defensive player. And she's been leading these other girls, and we've been moving more as a unit every game. And now we're ready to build up our younger hitters that are coming in. We lost a lot of our key scorers from last year, and that's what we're trying to develop this year. We're grounded in defense and serve receive, and now we're trying to build our hitters this year and the following years to come so that we can have a full team that's able to win games and not just compete and hang with them, but we want to get those wins too.
Does the exposure that we had from the Olympics, does that help volleyball, do you think?
I think so, because it's fun for my girls to watch film and see girls who look like them play the sport at such a high level. Now, the Summer Olympics, there was so much sand volleyball.
Right.
So I'm hoping that we can get out on the sand courts sometime in the summer. For the next season, I'll have to work them out and make them throw up on the sand.
Well, now, is that good training for the indoor program?
Yeah, so sand is much different than indoor volleyball, but when you train in the sand, when you step onto a court, on a wooden court, you're like, wow, I can move faster and jump higher, and the net's much lower. So I feel way more confident now on the indoor court.
Very good. Well, so Maria, Samara, excuse me. What are your goals? You're a senior this year. What do you want to do?
I'm a senior. I want to go to college. That's my plan, to go to college. But I'm also in other sports. So I want to go to college for wrestling. It's my goal. And I want to study in early childhood learning.
Excellent. Now, you wrestled this summer, I think, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. Went to North Dakota?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a trip, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was pretty big for me. I
bet.
Nervous.
A lot of great wrestlers there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good ones.
That's the epitome, I think, in the summertime. The tournament in the summer is the big deal.
Yeah.
So you, as soon as you finish volleyball, then you go into wrestling.
I do.
You bet. How has it been in starting that program with girls wrestling?
It's been really fun. I've been more excited because I've talked to more girls to come on and join, and even girls from the volleyball team are interested in joining. And it makes me feel special because they look up to me, the younger ones. Like I said, it's just really fun because they look up to me and they go, Sam, I want to be like you. And it's just, I don't know, it's just fun. And so I think we're going to have a pretty good big girls wrestling program.
That's great. That's one of the things that I mentioned earlier in the show. Tulsa did not have girls athletics until 1977. It was amazing. I was the athletic director at Union at the time, and I'll always remember the athletic director at Rogers, Coach Hurst, was the basketball coach when I went to Rogers. And I'll never forget, he said, guys, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And in 1977, but now to have the girls wrestling and volleyball and all the opportunities for girls, I think is fantastic. Well, we're glad you're here, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with both of your seasons.
Thank you.
And when we come back, we're going to have Mick Wilson, the Executive Director of Athletics for the Tulsa Public Schools.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Air filter, cardboard box, toy car. The correct answer is cardboard box. Paper and cardboard are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But air filters and toys should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hales means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hill has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the City of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have the Executive Director of Athletics for the Tulsa Public Schools, Mick Wilson. And Mick, big week. District ball games start this week for football, and we're winding down with the fall season. But let's talk about the construction projects that are going on. Those are always ongoing, it seems like.
It is, and of course, by now, most of our listeners and viewers have probably figured out that there will not be a grand opening or ribbon cutting this week at Central High School. We're still a little behind on construction. And so we're going to, that home game against Veneta, we'll go ahead and play it here on the Webster campus at Milton Stadium. And we will hopefully be able to open that up on October 8th, Friday, October 8th, which is also Central High School homecoming. So it'll make it a real special night. It'll also give us some time to make sure that some of the dignitaries and some of the alumni and key people that want to be a part of that ribbon cutting ceremony will be available. So I think it's probably a little bit of a blessing in disguise, but we're still excited about that a great opportunity at Central High School.
Well, yeah, it will be great to have an on-campus facility there. And, of course, one of the things that we talked about back when the bond was up for a vote was that would eliminate a number of those Thursday night high school games, which is not really that bad, but from an academic standpoint, if you have to travel on Thursday night and everything, you're out late. So that'll help us and that'll be
Sure.
a great thing. How is the East Central project going?
Well, I drove by there yesterday, and we got plenty of the support beams and things are going up. It seems to be going really well, and it seems to be like it's going to be right on time. So with a great partnership there that we're looking forward to with YMCA, I think it's going to be an outstanding facility. It's long overdue. East Central's really needed a gym for a long time, and I think the East Side community is also going to be really proud of that. Really being able to utilize that not only for their student athletes and for the students of Tulsa Public Schools, but for the community on the east side, being able to have a facility that they can go and work out and do some things there at the YMCA as far as other activities. It's going to really be a great thing for the East Tulsa.
Oh, I think it's a great facility, and what I love about that facility of all the ones we built was it'll be very visible on 11th Street. You can see it.
Gil, it sure will, and I think even hosting events in the future for OSSA, just being right off I-44, it's very accessible. People can't get lost; they can get right to it. So I think it's just going to be a great venue for Tulsa Public Schools, not only for East Central High School, but for the entire district.
I agree.
And anytime we can host events with OSSA, I think they trust us and believe in us and the product that we're able to put out for them. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, it's an exciting time, as we talked about at the outset. This is first week of district football games, but it's been a while since we've had three 3-0 teams going into district play.
I can't remember. It has been a while, and hats off to those football coaches. Not only across the district, but really those three guys have done an outstanding job. And when we say three guys, we're talking about Central High School. We're talking about Booker T. Washington High School, and we're talking about East Central, Coach Gordon, who's been on the show today. So those guys have done outstanding jobs. Their numbers are up with participation, and so I think they've really put the work in. And so it's exciting to see them having some success, the fruits of their labor, so to speak. And so 3-0 with three schools, and potentially this time next week could have several that are 4-0. So we're looking forward to it.
I think it speaks volumes to the level of our coaches through the pandemic to have that kind of product out there right now because of all the challenges and everything of getting kids to come to school and to stay eligible and so on. And now to be on that end, Coach Gordon shared with us that he has 4 or 5 that are become eligible this week, obviously 6-week kids. And so it should be a heck of a contest over at East Central on Friday night.
That'll be a really close game to call. Rogers is much improved, and the young man they have playing quarterback is an outstanding athlete. So that'll be a really good game to see. Again, Booker T will be out of town. We'll have 3 home games this week, so it'll be interesting to see where we fall this time next week.
Well, we got all that going. Of course, cross country and softball is wound down. Cross country regional in 2 weeks. But gosh, next week basketball starts.
Well, it does. All the winter sports will start October 1, and we'll be throwing out a different set of balls this time, and it'll be a fun time. We're getting ready to start talking about and getting the planning stages for tournament champions. A lot of our coaches are getting excited to throw the basketball up, start playing, and our girls sports again are full tilt. So we'll see. It'll be a fun time.
It's always fun during that time of the year. I noticed Michael Perry sent me a picture the other day of Ken Hayes had come by his off-season program, and of course Ken's a special friend of mine that was our basketball coach at Northeastern when I was there, and so on. So that'll be in the air before long, but it looks like football's going to go a little bit longer this year, so that'll be good.
I think so, and that was nice. That was a nice picture to see of Coach Hayes, and with Clarence Glover and Michael Parrish, Clarence being the girls coach at Edison, and Michael being the boys coach at Edison. They're former teammates and played for Coach Hayes at NSU, and so I think that was an exciting time for them to be able to see him.
It's neat for Ken to be back in town.
Absolutely, drop by and see some of his old guys.
What a good man. Well, we'll have you on in 2 weeks, Coach, and hopefully we'll have a lot of success to talk about.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gil.
Thanks for being here, and we'll be back after these messages.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart, but mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLain, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show at what they're good at.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the show today, and as we continue the 21-22 school year, we want you to know that the TPS staff and administration will certainly be monitoring the current COVID protocols so that we can provide an environment for your student athletes, the coaches and patrons who participate in athletics in the Tulsa Public Schools. We're hopeful that we'll be able to have our student athletes compete all year long without any interruptions, and we can continue to have an in-person instruction in our schools. You are important to us and a part of the ongoing process of making sure our students have a great opportunity. Remember, you can support our student athletes in our schools in the Tulsa Public Schools by attending all their games, meets, and matches. And to establish the protocols that the Board of Education has, be sure that you know before you enter a building that you need to wear your mask. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching.